Welcome to Drop and Give Me 20, where you learn keys to entrepreneurial success as Lindsay Germono interviews business owners with military backgrounds on what works and what doesn't. Listen as they focus on the stories, both challenges and wins, that military entrepreneurs have faced in growing their businesses.
Okay, so I am just very excited today because season 3 is all about our previous podcast guests. And so I have sent an email to all the guests. Some responded, some were like, this is way too uncomfortable for me. Or, someone actually said, like, I don't think that anybody would like say nice things or anybody would care to do this. And I'm like, stop, like, this is a really good thing. Anyway, so I'm so glad to be with you, Claire. And for those that are listening, Claire was on the podcast in season 1. She is the founder of Fleur-de-Lis Fitness, and she is an amazing personal trainer and nutritionist. And that was I think it was in 2016 that we recorded.
Yes.
So much has changed.
Oh my gosh. And even I remember when we were planning for that, we filmed or we recorded that even months ahead.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it came and it went, and here we are like 3 years later, which is wild.
I know. And so for the listeners, they may not be familiar with this format. And so the format for this podcast episode is, yes, you can go back and listen to Claire's recording from before. But as business owners in general, but especially military, in the military world, we're operating in our head a lot. We're operating alone. It's very isolating. And so really the purpose of season 3 is to circle back on those guests, share with them some thoughts that have come in, really to help uplift. Some might need it, some maybe you don't need it today, but 2 days from now you might be feeling in your feels and you just kind of need a little pick-me-up. So Claire, tell us what is new with you in Fleur-de-Lis Fitness before I read you these very special letters.
Oh, I have tissues close by.
Yeah.
I may not go that route, but I know myself sometimes. So a lot has changed since that episode. We've had 2 moves since then, to Virginia Beach, and now we are in San Francisco, California. So back on the West Coast. I have since then launched a program that I'm really proud of called Well Mil Spouse, where I randomly select one military spouse that can live anywhere in the world to receive totally free sessions that are fitness and or nutrition. I was wanting to give back in some way, and so that was very appropriate. So that's been really exciting. I've had 2 participants so far since I've launched that. And another thing that is just around the horizon is I'm launching my first virtual program called Renew You, and that starts just, like 2 weeks. So that's been another big project where I'm excited to be able to touch even more people, through a group program that they won't need any gym membership for, and they can live anywhere in the world. So, and
that program is different because it also includes more of the nutrition element than you're able to get in like an hourly, fitness session. So I'm excited about that for you too, and excited for all the things. So you've moved, as with a lot of our military business owners, you end up PCSing, you end up going here, getting transitioned out, and settling to your new home. So we support you, and it sounds like things are going really well. Okay, so I have not read these yet. I did that intentionally because I didn't want to know. I knew they were, I saw them come in. I replied to the people, said thank you, I got it, but I didn't actually read it. So I don't know what this is going to say, which is also really kind of exciting for me too, because it's a surprise. Yeah. And I'm just going to read them in the order that they came in, from the recipients. So there were 3. Mm-hmm. 3 people love you, and 4, me. Okay. All right. So I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to tell you who it's from at the end, but you'll probably guess along the way. Okay? All right.
Oh, so excited.
Claire is a relentlessly positive person, upbeat, and an excellent motivator. She talks the talk, and she walks the walk. Her attention to training detail is amazing. I see her at our local gym when she is home, and I have seen her at her home gyms when she lived in Charlottesville, Virginia Beach, etc. Several of the trainers at our home gym, are younger than Claire, and others are much older, and they all enjoy watching her exercise and help her mother and me in advancing our wellness and fitness goals. Additionally, I think that her ability to train clients remotely is a huge plus. Remember, all it takes is a tablet or even a cell phone. I love how your dad pitches.
How he what?
I love how he pitches you.
I know. He's so great.
Her mother and I are very proud of her, and I love to see how her brain wheels spin when she is in her promotional mode. That's Dad. All right, the next one. So for the guests that are listening, I did send out some prompts, in case people got stuck on what to say. So I will read the prompts so you know the response. Dad just went. He didn't need any prompts to say how wonderful Claire was. So the first prompt was, what has been the biggest moment for you watching Claire's business grow? Teaching classes at Athleta HQ. Athleta is such a large, well-known business in fitness, so having the opportunity to work with them in teaching classes is huge for her business. Is there anything they do really well that you don't think they hear enough? Response was, she really manages all aspects of her business on her own. Fitness, nutrition, lifestyle modifications, goal setting, etc. That's a huge accomplishment to have training and understanding of all of these aspects to be able to help others in each category. Next question. What characteristics do you feel they have that they may or may not be aware of? I think it's hard to not compare yourself to others in the same business. Claire's business is solely exercises or solely nutrition. She offers a multitude of services to her clients, while others tend to specialize in one specific aspect. Being able to offer so many services to clients sets Claire apart from others. I think Claire often measures her success in comparison to others in the business, but what she doesn't realize is that she is miles ahead of others because of the variety of services she offers.
Oh.
That's Mom.
Oh my gosh, Mama, so sweet.
All right. After further review, it was her sister. It was your sister. It was Helen. It wasn't your mom.
Oh my gosh,
I'm going to read it again now that you know it's from your sister. Okay. Oh. Holy crap. So for the guests that are listening, we stopped recording, and then, with every guest, I'm like, okay, cool, just holler, see you later. But I was talking about the emails that I got for her. In one of the email addresses, I thought it was her mom because no one told me. And so now we just found out that this was actually from her sister. All right, so we're going to do this again. So we're just going to read this one because I thought it was, and so, no knock on Mary, but I thought it was Mary, but Helen is your sister. And you know what? Maybe it's because, Helen, I thought the name Helen was your mom. Oh, my God. All right, so here it is. So teaching. So what the question was, what has been the biggest moment for you watching their business grow? Helen says, teaching classes at Athleta HQ. Athleta is such a large, well-known business in fitness, so having the opportunity to work with them and teach classes is huge for her business. And then the next one was, is there something Claire does really well that you don't think she hears enough about? She really manages all aspects of her business on her own: fitness, nutrition, lifestyle modifications, goal setting, etc. That's a huge accomplishment to have training and understanding all of these aspects to be able to help others in each category. And then the last one was, what characteristics do you feel Claire has that she may or may not hear or may or may not be aware of? And she says, I think it's hard to not compare yourself and others in the same business. Claire's business is not solely exercises or solely nutrition. She offers a multitude of services to her clients, while others tend to specialize in one specific aspect. Being able to offer so many services to clients sets Claire apart from others. I think Claire often measures her success in comparison to others in the business, but what she doesn't realize is that she is miles ahead of others because of the variety of services she offers. Dang, Helen.
Oh, sweet sister.
Man, my sister would never. If my sisters are listening right now, you see this?
Give her some love.
You hear what other sisters say to their sisters?
I'm not surprised Helen said that because I had spoken to her just about how the legal things I have to manage, like all these hats I have to wear. And I don't choose, I think we forget that. Like there's so many things that entrepreneurs do. It's not just one single track. I mean, some of them do. Some of them are able to really focus, and that's just a place in the business.
I don't think any entrepreneur handles every single aspect of their business. I think that's full baloney.
Yeah. Gotta delegate.
I mean, you can't tell me that you do your taxes and you do your website and you do your IT and you do your marketing and you do your client. You don't use another program.
Right.
Nope.
That's a crazy person.
You don't outsource anything. If you do, teach me your ways.
Gosh, they probably just don't sleep and they have tons of coffee.
Yeah, okay. All right. Sorry about that. I'm so glad we caught that was from Helen. And even more special because it's your sister. My sister would never. All right. Claire's journey, like that of many entrepreneurs trying to scale small businesses, has been long and arduous, but not without rewards. Rather than a single biggest moment in the trajectory of her enterprise, I've been most impressed by the diligent manner in which she deals with the minutiae of day-to-day operations, always maintaining the same passion and excitement for helping her clients. The joyless yet critical back-end components of any client service-based business are usually and should be transparent to the client, and Claire has achieved just that. Claire's clients rarely see the tireless effort behind the scenes, developing new programs and determining pricing and running the marketing and client management that make the experience so transformational and enjoyable. A recent move to the West Coast has been great for Claire's business, enabling her to engage with the fitness ecosystem in a way that wasn't available to her before. Claire's developing partnerships with cutting-edge fitness brands and building bridges into fitness communities that will keep her business relevant and enable it to scale further. This is a further reflection of her commitment to bringing her clients the best and latest that the collective fitness community consciousness has to offer. It's easy to remember that Jack Ma was denied a job at Burger King, and successful entrepreneurs often cite failure as one of their most galvanizing steps on the path to success. It's more difficult to live the daily struggle of building a business when there's no going home from work at the end of the day. Claire has definitely managed this work-life balance and gradually built an entity that is bringing joy to both her and her clients, and I am immensely proud of her for it.
Oh, very sweet.
That's your boo. That's Che. So how is that for you?
It's really good to hear. It feels it's fulfilling, it's validating, and I'm very much a words of affirmation person.
Mm-hmm.
And
is that your love language?
It's totally my love language. I give it out a lot, and so to hear it, especially when I love my husband so much. He has a different love language, so hearing that from him is like, whoa,
So I'll forward it to you so you can frame it and you can reference it for all the things.
Yeah.
So I don't know a lot of my guests as well as I know you. So Claire and I met, we're actually in the same sorority, so technically fraternity. And we were at an event. And so something that attracted me to Claire then, that's still 5 years later, I don't know how long it's been, 4 years later, 5 years later, it's still very relevant that I don't think a lot of people have is you approach others. Like you don't wait for them to come to you. Like you came up to me and I have like RBF. I am not an approachable person. I'm not. And I totally know. Like when I'm standing there, I'm like the ugliest look is on my face and it's just me. But I think your ability to like, you're not, and I see you doing that. We've been blessed to be able to be in like a lot of events and stuff together. You instantly make friends. Like your ability to like, and you look like you just came off the cover of a fitness magazine. So there's a little bit of like intimidation, like I'm like, her abs could cut steel. Like, holy crap. But you don't ever like, you're such a normal person, and I swear like every time we work out, you're always talking about food. So not unhealthy food. You're talking about food. And so it's just so refreshing to have somebody that that I've been able to become, you're a friend of mine now. And whether you like it or not, that is very real. Like when you're struggling, you're like, this sucks. I'm having a problem. But I also know that one of the things about you is you're very much in your head, and you're the biggest critique. And we talked a lot about that in your marketing.
Yeah.
It's hard for you because you're like, but I'm a perfectionist, you know? So it's funny because you seek out the imperfection, or you can see and help people with their imperfections, but you're like, nope, this is how I want it to be. But I actually really admire that. So those are my 2 cents for Claire.
Oh, thank you. It means so much to have all of these cheerleaders and these advocates for me. And maybe that was something that I just kind of saw in you years ago. I don't know. There's just something so kindred and connected. And despite how long, it's been since we physically seen each other in the same place, we were able to connect like this. And even when we, just despite anything, there's just some kind of energy there. And hearing all of this, especially when I feel like I'm juggling so many things, I have my hands in so many pots. I was telling that to I was describing all the things I'm involved with to my sister. She's like, Claire, you have your hands in so many different pots. And I think I really do sometimes. And I'm wondering, okay, what's going to stick? What's worth, which juice is worth the squeeze and all that. So to know that regardless how things will all kind of shake out, that I have this great support system.
I told you guys she critiques herself. See?
Yeah.
She's a perfectionist.
But don't look at my handwriting, because that is where I'm not a perfectionist. I
yeah.
About that.
Well, I think this was really, the whole purpose of this season for the listeners, again, is just, as business owners, we operate alone a lot, and it's very hard. Oh, just ask for help, and that's hard to do because you don't trust everybody. You're not trying to put all your business out there. It's very personal. Your business is very personal. And so to hear what others see in you by just watching you and by watching your hard work, I think is just one of the things that we don't hear enough. And that was my goal for this season, is really, and actually Claire was the person that I fleshed this out with. I was like, what do you think if I did this? And you're like, oh, I love it. So thank you, Claire. And for those that are listening, please do follow Claire's journey. She is one of the most authentic people you will meet. How she sounds now, this is literally, she's no staging, like this is her. And it is a breath of fresh air, especially when, you're operating a business and you don't know who is real and who's not.
Yeah. Authenticity is something that I think I kind of sniff out quickly, and I am attracted to that. And so I guess in return, I try to provide that to others.
So do you have anything to share with our listeners before we sign off?
Sure. I think it's very evident in what Lindsay read, in that a good support system, whoever that can be. I mean, it could be like mine, were like my family members, parents, and my husband, and obviously you. It can be so many different people. It might be someone that you maybe, you met on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn. You never met this person before, but they end up being someone that's, on your team.
Right.
Or it could be a client, a good friend, it could be your hairdresser, whoever. But I think that having this really, this good support system where you can go to them if you need help, flesh out ideas, or be like, hey, I want to promote this thing or write this thing. Will you proofread it for me? Does this make sense to you? That has been what my support has been.
You have got to have that. You cannot do this without having a sounding board. Today, I haven't told you this, Claire, yet, and this is being recorded, so everybody's going to hear it now. But today, I met with one of the people that work for me, one of the women that work for me, and I think I finally was like, I can't do all this by myself anymore, and I need you.
Yeah.
I need to dump all that stuff. And I think after 5 years, it took me a really long time to get that place, but I'm not doing well at some things. I'm doing really well at other things, and identifying, the people that can help you is a very hard process, because in that process, you also have to realize what you need help with. And That's a lot of self-speaking, self-awareness, and introspective, like, I have failed at this. This person can do this. So now I need to release control and hand it over. And to be able to operate without help of other people, it takes you so much longer to do things because you're your own enemy. Like, you're almost your own enemy. So I think that you've hit the nail on the head there. Claire is an amazing resource to have. So I do recommend reaching out to her and befriending her. If you are lucky to be in San Francisco area, please go and take a class look her up and go to one of her classes. You will be her friend immediately. Like, she's just one of those people. And for the listeners that, have not been familiar with Claire yet, I will also share the link to her original Drop and Give Me 20 episodes. So thank you, Claire, for coming on today. I'll be sending you all these amazing thoughts, and I'm just so glad that you're able to be a part of this season 3. So thank you.
It's always an honor to be associated with you. Thanks so much. This is awesome. And I'm starting the week off.
I know, right? Yeah, it's Monday. Woo!
Yay!
All right. See you later.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Drop and Give Me 20, brought to you by Germono Advertising Company. Germono Advertising Company is headquartered in Norfolk, Virginia. Please follow us on social media. Just simply type in Germono Advertising Company. You can also listen to Drop and Give Me 20 on all of your favorite podcast players, and you can even stream it directly from our website at germono.com. GERMONO. Lastly, if you're a Facebook user, you can also join our Facebook group. Search for Drop and Give Me 20, or you'll see that group listed as well on our Germono Advertising Company Facebook page. Thanks again.